Welcome to the Big Rich Live on the Mic radio channel. This show is part of the Dark Shadow Media Group, which is an up-and-coming media conglomerate across media platforms from Facebook to Twitter. This channel, we cover any and all topics of discussion. Nothing is taboo. You got a topic? Hit us up. You got a question? Drop a line. You got a problem? Bring it to us. You will always find truth and openness here on the channel. We're not afraid to stand up and be counted. We're not afraid to fail. We take what we do very seriously, and we'll do our best to make you feel right at home, you dig? Pull up a seat, take a load off, and stay a while. I promise you won't regret it. The Big Rich Live on the Mic radio show. Catch that fire.
The Big Rich Live on the Mic radio show on YouTube, Saturday and Wednesday every week. Catch that fire. Twitter at BR Live on the Mic. Instagram and Facebook at Big Rich Live on the Mic.
What's good, my people? What's happening out there? Big Rich here, Big Rich Live on the radio show here on YouTube. Back again. First and foremost, I'd like to, it's kind of an announcement, but I think that this is going to be the last show that will be strictly radio. I think our next show, we're just setting up the new equipment and working out all the bugs and stuff like that. So hopefully the next show, the Hump Day show, will be live and in effect with video. So you guys get to finally see my ugly mug. Well, most of you have seen pictures, that I posted on Twitter and Instagram myself and stuff. So yeah, I have my big mug out on video so all can see. Plus, it'll be a little bit more interactive. We'll have some fun chopping up with the family, making silly faces and stuff like that. So that's what we're pushing for here on the channel. We're also in talks to bring in some more live clips. I can't even say bring in because we haven't had it since now, but to bring in some live guests and break down some of the subjects that you guys and gals have been sending us via Twitter, which is, the capital B, capital R, Live on the Mic. That's the Twitter handle, and email, which is bigrichlivehonthemic@gmail.com. Also go to our websites and check us out. You can download and view all of our shows at www.bigrichlivehonthemic.com. You can also go to our parent group's website, which has all of our websites on it, which is www.darkshadowmediagroup.com. And then also go to our sponsors website at www.one-pbs.com. So check it out. Go across all the websites. You can contact us there. We're hiring on certain websites and stuff like that, giving classes, all that type of stuff. So check that out when you can, and join the conversation. Join the movement, join the crusade, of a better world. That's all we're trying to do, is to promote togetherness, promote strength and unity, promote awareness to what's going on, not only in the world at large, but in this country, in your city, in your neighborhood, and using the slang, stay woke. Stay woke to what's going on. Stay woke to the things that you can do for the betterment of not only yourself, but your community, your people, your family, your job, just the betterment of this country, this nation as a whole. We all have a large responsibility, and because we're different, our backgrounds are different, our learning patterns are different, our experiences are different. To put all of those in the same pot and then stir them up, that's some good gumbo. That is a good. You're not always going to agree with your contemporaries or your allies. You're not always going to agree. You put more than two people. Actually, that's giving too much. You put more than one person in a room, they're going to have some type of disagreement before long. I mean, that's just how it goes. But see, disagreements is not always bad, because you don't know everything. Personally, you don't know everything. So if you don't know everything, and somebody else can bring a different perspective, whether you agree with it or not, it still sticks with you. It's like, okay, well, I never thought about it that way. Or, yeah, I thought about it that way, but this, that, and the third. So, we definitely will be talking about today leadership and what that means, and how you can be a leader in all facets of your lives in a positive way, even if you're not outspoken or bombastic or anything like that. You still can be a leader. You can be a quiet leader. We all need to be leaders in our own right for the pursuit of justice and equality. We're all tasked with that. Do not undercut yourself just because you're shy. Heck, I'm shy. A lot of people don't believe that, but so am I am. I'm an introvert. But I understand that my words are powerful. My actions are even more powerful. And I have a responsibility as an adult, as a professional, as a business owner, as a father, as a man, to be a leader, to contribute to the betterment of this nation. People are watching. Kids are watching. Other adults are watching to the things that you do and you say, or the things that you don't do and you don't say. They're watching. So basically what I want to, before I get started into the meat, because it's not really going to be a long show today. Actually, I have to apologize. This show, we were supposed to shoot the show and upload it yesterday, for Saturday. Today is Sunday morning. But just got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of work that still needs to be done, and upgrades to the system and just our platform. So we actually just didn't get a chance to shoot it. So I got up this morning. I was like, well, I got to do something. I got to say something to keep the continuity going. There are some people who look forward to the crazy topics that I talk about and the knowledge that I try to drop. So I was like, well, I'm going to get up and I'm going to talk just briefly on what I feel leadership is and our commitment to excellence. But before I do that, I also want to ask for volunteers, and anybody has constructive criticisms to what we're planning on doing. Anybody who has any type of expertise in teaching and building, stuff like that. What we are doing here at the Big Rich Live radio show and some of our partners, we are putting together a weekly, it's going to be a week summit. And basically what it's going to want to be is it's going to be a summit given by a group of professionals across not only different racial lines, different economic background. I can't speak this morning, I'm sorry. And different expertise. And what we're going to do is we're going to teach a group of kids, mostly underprivileged youth, and we're going to teach them what it is to be a positive role model, what they need to do to achieve in this cold, cruel world that, for the most part, denies them equality, overlooks them, have no interest in their struggles. So we're going to do that. We're shooting for a week. Some people are saying, hey, it might have to be a weekend depending, because we really don't have enough time to put it all together the way we would want to. And I don't want to just wait another year. I want to do it this year. We want to do it this year. So we're going to have classes. We're going to break the boys and girls up. The ladies will be taught by other women on how to carry themselves, how to be strong and independent, how to grab your piece of the pie, how to respect not only yourself, your heritage, your family, your own personal values. And then the men, or the boys, will be taught by the men, and what it means to be a man, what it is to be a provider, what it is to be a leader, how to represent your last name, your culture, how it is to be heard without yelling, how it is to be respected, but first respecting yourself and your surroundings. So we're going to be doing that. We're pushing for just before Thanksgiving in November. We're in the initial planning. So anybody who has any type in the Orlando area has any expertise or they want to commit either money or time, more so time than money, hit us up. Hit me up directly at rbailey, Bailey, at 1-pps.com, or you can send just a blanket email to bigrichlivehonthemic@gmail.com. Do that ASAP. I'd have really appreciated it. We can start building on. We're going to be putting together a platform and a program, and I'm going to be posting that on our LinkedIn accounts, on our Instagram, Twitter. We'll put it on our Facebook page, which is Big Rich Live on the Mic. So it's basically, Facebook / Big Rich Live on the Mic. So we'll be posting that up on our media platforms, and we're going to get started. I really think that it's something that needs to be done. I know people are doing it all across the country, but that doesn't mean that we can't replicate that and do that here. You think about it. In the hundreds or let's say the thousands of cities, if everybody does something like that, either bigger or smaller. I don't care if it's just in your church on a Sunday morning after church, right after Bible study, or in a camp, it doesn't make any difference. If everybody does that and teaching the youth on not how to be like them. I'm not teaching anybody how to be like me. I'm 48. How does that look, me teaching a 13 to 18-year-old how to be and act like a 48-year-old? That's not what we're trying to do. That is not what this program is for. What this program is for is to put you on a path of betterment, greatness, and commitment. That's what it is. The fact of the matter is I have a whole bunch of friends that are the same age as me, and they still don't have a pot to piss in and one to throw it out of. Remember, a job is great. You making money is great, but you can't pass that job on to your family, your kids. Wealth is what you can pass on. Wealth is what you continue to pass on from generation to generation to generation to generation. Think about that. So, we're going to get into our subject. Just basically not even a subject, just something that sort of pulled at my heart. And, I've been thinking about it for a while, especially after the RNC convention and, the murders of Castile and Sterling, the 5 officers in Dallas, and the 3 officers in Louisiana. Talk about leadership. And, this goes in lockstep with our last 2 shows with Words Matter and Accountability. Leadership is something that you can be born with, but I also believe that leaders are made. Leaders are developed. But then you ask yourself, are those true leaders? Because there are certain people who are born leaders. They have that leadership quality that people will follow you into a burning building because of your leadership. But then you ask yourself, is that the type of leadership that you really need? That people will follow you blindly? We have leaders today that just flat out don't give a damn what they say. Hide behind freedom of speech, say whatever they want to say, do pretty much whatever they want to do, with no accountability at all. And this needs to stop. I am so glad, I am so proud of people, young people, older people like myself that are waking up to the realities that we are sheep. And this is not necessarily a black or white thing. You guys know me. I don't pull the race card very often. The truth is true. Racism lives. Supremacy of one culture or one race over the other is alive and well. There's no denying it. If you do, then you one of the people that have the problem. Then you are one of the problems if you feel that this doesn't exist. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just people just saying things, that are in so-called leadership positions. And it's just not good. It really is not. A leader is somebody who leads by example and has a commitment to excellence that encompasses all. You get the job done, you get the goal accomplished. But your platform, your leadership skills transfer to pretty much anything. Go across racial lines, sex lines, sexual orientation lines, economics lines, that type of stuff. I want people who never thought that they could be leaders to step up to be leaders and lead people in the right direction to a positive outcome for all. I do not, I think it was like maybe the first or second, maybe third show. I do not believe in the word hate. The word hate is very, 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 very deep and powerful. You might dislike people. I dislike a whole lot of people. But I try not to use that word because that word is the ultimate. So when you talk about leaders and these so-called leaders are preaching hate, they're not leaders at all. That is not leadership. That's indoctrination. That's narcissistic. We as people on this earth need to realize what leadership is, what the true meaning of leadership is, and be accountable. Be a leader in your school, in your class, in your neighborhood, in your church, at your job. Be a leader. Be a positive leader. Be somebody who people look and say, hey, I might not agree with everything that person says, but that person shows conviction. That person shows that they want the betterment of all people. Black, white, brown, red, yellow, man, woman, homosexual, heterosexual. I have seen that word used and thrown around too nonchalantly, if that's a word, too regularly. Just like great. Oh, this is a great player. Oh, this is a great man. Oh, this is a great woman. No. If you look up the word great, if you look up the word leader, and truly look it up and read the entire passage, all the paragraphs, there are very few great people in this world. There are very few leaders in this world. And that might be a problem. Because you have people who are in positions of authority who are supposed to be leaders, and they're not. Not for everybody. It's like, well, I'm going to lead this certain people to do this. We are sheep. Sheep. We have people who are in front of us that are supposed to be quote unquote leaders that have, through just pure words, have led people to vote against their own best interests to keep the status quo, to keep things just how they are. That's not leadership. It's not. And the people that are following that are the same people who have blinders on that I said before, that will believe you in everything you say just because you say it. That is not leadership. I challenge everybody who is listening to the sound of my voice to unlock the leader within you and join the conversation, join the movement to better equality for all. Like I've said before, most people, now there's always some people, but most people, they don't want special handouts. They don't want free stuff. Most people just want an equal opportunity to get the same things that you have for them. The same things that you can provide your family is the same opportunity they want to provide for their family. So as leaders, you make sure that is the case. You make sure that you are doing everything you possibly can to make sure that there's equality for all. Not an equal outcome. Notice, and I always got to say that because then I get the little trolls to be like, oh, so you want everybody to have everything the same. No. I've said this, and I know it was last year. I said this. Hey, everybody should have the equal opportunity to get their piece of the pie. Now, whatever you decide to do with that opportunity, that's on you. But other people should not be able to deter you from achieving your goal because of the color of your skin, your religious background, your sexual orientation, your economic situation. That's when the equality is destroyed. Now, I'm not going to get on here and sling hash and talk about, people who came up on the RNC platform spewing that nonsense, because I said that last show. We have a DNC convention starting tomorrow in Philadelphia. I don't know how that's going to go. I feel that a leader, a true leader, don't necessarily know exactly how things are going to fall out. None of us are clairvoyant. I mean, you can have an idea on where you would want it to end up and what is the final outcome, but you don't know how it's going to go, because there's undoubtedly going to be pushback for people who do not want you to have what they have. There are people in leadership, quote unquote, leadership positions who are supposed to be leaders that literally do not want you to have what they have. It amazes me. I'm not even going to get into the sexism, the racism. I'm not even going to get into that. I just am amazed, and I shouldn't be, but I am just amazed of the selfishness of people. Just pure selfishness. People that are in leadership positions, do everything they can, bend over backwards to make sure you don't have what they have. Why is that? It's not taken away from you. It's not. We talk about people who are so-called leaders that are part of the 1%. They got more money than Trainsmoke. They got more money than most of us will ever see in our entire lives. I'm talking about right now, not in the future, but it is a continuous. I continuously want more and more and more and more. And no, you can't have that. You can't have that because I need more and more. Ridiculous. These are people who we elect, and these are people who we look up to as leaders. And there is the problem. There is the problem. Let me clean that up. That is the problem. There is a problem, but that is the problem. I think I need to stop getting up and doing my show early in the morning because I be loopy with the way I talk sometimes, so forgive me. But like I said, it's not going to be a long show. Our shows are usually an hour long, coming up on 30 minutes. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about that, plus announce the formation of our Think group, so we can put together this program, to empower our youth and to impart some of the knowledge that we have, that we've accumulated. If you've been on this earth as long as I have, and like I said, I'm only 48. There's people that are 70, 80, 90 years old, and they have more vigor than 20-year-olds. But I feel that not only myself, but people around me and people who are in not only positions of authority, who are quote-unquote leaders, but people that are in the position of business owners, of CEOs, CFOs, vice presidents, we have an obligation to impart the knowledge that we have to people who are behind us, younger than us, less fortunate than us. because it's funny. I'll say this, then I'll end it up. It's funny how people will say, oh, well, I had to deal with sexism, I had to deal with racism, I had to deal with classism. It made me a stronger person. So I feel that people who come up behind me need to go through the same thing because it toughens them up. I think that's bullshit. I'm going to throw the bullshit flag on it. We should be making things easier. Put it like this. I should not have to go through the things that my mother went through as a single black female parent with 3 kids. She should not have to go through what her mother, my grandmother, had to go through, where she was a single parent of 5 girls growing up in the 30s, 40s, 50s. My child should not have to go through what I went through to achieve her goals. You follow what I'm saying? You feel me? We have to make sure, and this is my personal opinion, we have to make sure that we make things easier. I'm not saying give it to them. I'm not saying that. But we need to impart the knowledge and experience that we've had in the past to get where we are now to them, so they don't make the same they don't fall in the same pitfalls, holes, crevices, canyons that we did. Now, I impart the knowledge to you. Now, you got to go and apply it. That just means just because I tell you, hey, this is what I went through, that you're not going to go through it. No. But at least they will understand, okay, this is what these people did. Okay, now it's something similar to me. Now I can prepare myself for it. I can take a detour instead of trying to climb that mountain. I can try to go around it, to maybe go to the side or the back where the slant is not as steep. You know what I'm saying? So I feel that, we have that obligation to be leaders in this world and not wait on people to bring it to us. Not wait on leaders in the past. I mean, I got my disagreements with Reverend Al Sharpton. I got my disagreements with Reverend Jesse Jackson, and so on and so forth. That's fine. They've done their thing. They've done their part. Gandhi, you keep going. Dr. Martin Luther King, you keep going. The Kennedys, you keep going. You'll find so many people. But things are changed. So what you do is you take what they have done and you modify it and you adapt it to today's time and you keep going. You keep moving. I think a lot of people just sit around waiting on other people to do it. Well, it's always been that way before, so, I just sit here, or, and more insidious to me is, oh, well, I'm doing okay, so, everything is cool. I've done that. Not in so many words, but I've done that. I live a very good life. I want for not much. No, I can't go out and buy a $200,000 car in cash, that type of stuff right there. I got to work for mine. But I've lived a very good life. I have no true complaints about my life. I enjoy my life. So this is not, oh, woe is me, that type of stuff right there. Everybody knows my background. Anybody who has listened to this radio station knows my background. Knows my accomplishments, and I'm very proud of those accomplishments. So I sit back and it's not my problem. Everything is all good. That is the problem. You see, I said it right that time, right? That is the problem. We have to wake up, take the blinders off, and start doing for others. I had a friend of mine come to me earlier in the week. she is good friends and volunteers for an organization for kids, and they needed money for school supplies. I was never really one to do that because I don't trust charity organizations. You know, we've talked about the Red Cross and the Goodwill, and their CEOs making multi-million dollars each year. Where's that money coming from? That money's coming from your donations. Think about it. Your donations, either money that you donate, furniture, clothes that you donate that they sell in their thrift stores. Where do you think that money comes from? You know, I don't know if they get government grants or anything like that. You know, big donations for Fortune 500 companies. So I usually don't do that. But I was like, you know what? You got to start somewhere. You have to put your faith in something. So I said, hey, you know, my company will write the whole check. We'll take care of it. And even she came back and she was like, the whole thing? Yeah, the whole thing. You know, you do that because you can. You do that because you should. There are people who tithe. They rent money. You know, they do without. They walking around with holy shoes and hand-me-down clothes to tithe and help other people. And here I am sitting on my behind in a 3-story condo that's outfitted with anything that anybody would want, any normal person would want. And I have the nerve not to do my part? Really? Really? Like I've said before, I don't throw stones because my house is glass just like anybody else. I have my opinion and I'll call out bullshit when I see it. And that is my obligation as a citizen to call out bullshit when I see it. But it has to first start at home, looking in the mirror every day. Every day. So you remember we was talking before about finding local businesses and cash market? Yes, we've been doing that. But I'm talking about digging a little bit deeper. I'm not saying put yourself in a poorhouse. And I'm not saying you should donate to any organization. Do your research. Check out the reviews. Ask questions. But that $10, $20, $30 that you blow going out to eat, going to the club, you know what I'm saying? I'm just buying stuff that you know you don't need. Being redundant and buying stuff just because it's the newest stuff. And that's me. I'm not throwing shade on anybody else. I'm talking about me. Sometimes I just go looking to buy stuff because I'm bored. You know, that type of stuff. Find you a local business, find you some charities, find you some volunteer work that you can do on your spare time with your spare change. Because let me tell you something, I know Robin Harris said, I don't have no spare change. Everything I got in my pocket I use. Yeah, but what you using it for? That's all my comeback is. What are you using it for? You got rent to pay, bills to pay, kids to feed. Hey, you got to do all that. That's got to come first. It's got to come first. Anybody who says anything different is either lying or they crazy / greedy. Just a piece of crap, you know? So that's my time. I hope we achieved something in this short show. Like I said, hopefully our next show, fingers crossed, will be back to the hour and 15 minutes, and it will also be video with it. And then I think I had said my first show that we was looking at August, September, for us to start getting the phone lines together and getting the guests in. I mean, I've gotten so many requests to be guests and do some Skype interviews and stuff like that. But again, we got to get that together, and we will. You know, baby steps. Try not to jump too far ahead and then put out some bull crap. You know, so far we've gotten very positive reviews on subjects and the flowing of the shows, and I appreciate it. Again, like, subscribe, comment, share this to your Facebook page, share it to your Twitter feeds. We appreciate everything that you do for us here at the channel. Looking for big things for the channel. We're looking for a lot of collaborations that we'll be doing here within the next couple of months, and we're very excited about it. So, as I always say, stay blessed, stay safe, stay informed. Big Rich here, Big Rich Live on the Mic radio show here on YouTube. Appreciate you. Stay safe. Peace.